Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. Is this the penultimate Paul? That's
no. Oh, is it?
No?
Is it?
I think it is.
Yes, I think it is.
I think it is.
The penultimate Paul episode. Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
we have
wild.
one more episode of Hebrews after this.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. How exciting.
And we're only reading
Yeah.
2 chapters of Hebrews today. There's a little bit
know.
longish, but still only 2. So
Okay.
Yeah.
So really savor it. Really.
a sweet savor.
we do just
as it were.
have a sweet savor of this remaining time with Paul, for sure.
Mhm.
How do we feel about this emotionally? Like, I want to know how the two of you...
About this book or about Paul?
No, about Paul. About Paul almost coming to a close here.
Relief. Just relief.
Relief. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
So I feel like I've had more of a complex time with reading Paul.
Complex how?
Well, I guess I didn't realize the full extent to which Paul created all of the shit in modern Christianity.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize the full extent of the jam, the full extent of how much he was part of that, or like how influential he was. And then also, because of that, how much affection a lot of people have for Paul,
Oh, yeah.
which we have not had on this show.
No,
but I do feel
no.
like if we had some listeners who were kind of barely hanging on with, the irreverence of our show, I could see us reading Paul pushing them over the edge to be like, I can't keep doing this. It's too sacrilegious.
But I think I also see a lot of the opposite of a lot of Paul hatred as well. And to be fair,
Totally.
this I find mostly from people who are either evangelicals, or I know there's a number of our listeners who are like actually studying the Bible, or like maybe beyond, the phase of like, oh, this is just my faith and that's all I really know about this book. That then I feel like that group of people then goes more into the Paul hatred. Or maybe hatred is too strong, but like extreme Paul criticism. So I would say he's a very polarizing figure is
Polarizing figure is
what
great.
I really want to say today.
Yes. Yeah, I was shocked, maybe not shocked, but now thinking back at over the winter time when we were starting to read Paul, and one of the people that I caroled with who is very, very religious kept saying to me like, oof, Paul, like, he's dense. It's very
I
dense
remember.
reading.
Yeah.
And definitely not, in my opinion, in a very irreverent way, but just that it's going to be kind of a slog. It's going to be difficult to get through. So good luck. And I appreciated that kind of sentiment because I would have to agree that is sort of how it's been. It's been illuminating and interesting. And I think it's very fascinating to talk about the things that make Christianity what it is today, and that so much of what it is has been created by him or by the readings of what he
Right,
is
the
saying.
interpretations of him and which of
Exactly.
his writings survived and which other
Yeah.
writings were attributed to him later, like the one we're reading now.
Totally.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah.
However, I think what I have learned is because, in my, post-Christian days when I had not touched or really thought about the Bible in a long time, I took that same stance of like, yeah, Paul's an asshole, don't like him. And I still feel that way. However, I think the difference now is actually seeing, there's actually quite a bit of variation within Paul because of the fact that it was probably not all just Paul. It was probably a big collection of Logan Pauls and Jake Pauls actually contributing.
Logan
And so
Pauls and Jake Pauls, love
like
that.
maybe one can make the argument that it's a little unfair to just paint Paul with a broad brush, be like, yeah, it's all your
That's a
fault,
good
when
point.
really it's
Yeah.
the fault of at least 5 different dudes.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's a good point.
Well, yeah, that we've seen such contradictions in Paul too, of times where him being very pro-women and times being very anti-women, and times being pro-marriage and times being very anti-marriage. And just, it is a little all over the place. And it does make you wonder, like, how much is a person's, religion or this sort of cult offshoot of Judaism that followed Jesus was getting started. I imagine there's a certain amount of, they're all figuring out their beliefs as they go.
Yeah.
Right? And so how much of it is him working that out and changing his mind? And how much is, other people have added stuff later on. They were fake Pauls to begin with. Like, it's hard to know.
That feels a little blasphemous too, that people are like figuring out what they believe. I don't know. And I don't know like how religion starting works at all, but like
you're learning it. You've been learning as we've started our own cult.
Oh, I see. Okay. No, but to me, it's almost like, well, shouldn't what everybody should believe, that should just kind of be out there, and somebody should be, I guess, teaching that doctrine as opposed to something else, or it kind of being like a thing that is created over time, even though clearly that is what has happened. And there's so many different factions of religion, or so many different denominations, as it were, of this particular religion. So,
well, maybe we would feel differently about it if like fundamentalism hadn't become so vocal in the last 50 years or so.
I think that's
in
huge.
our culture, right?
Yes.
I know the way that like a lot of like Jewish friends have talked to me about it is they see Judaism, at least modern day, like Reformed Judaism, as being much more open to interpretation and it being about debate and doubt and figuring it out as we go along, in contrast to specifically fundamental Christianity.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that like if fundamentalism hadn't risen to such prominence, or at least those voices hadn't gotten so loud, then maybe we would not be as surprised by this notion that like maybe these writers were also just figuring it out as they went along.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Interesting stuff. We're so
This
smart.
is why we do this.
See, this is the deep conversation.
We are so ready for our honorary master's degree.
Yeah, right?
We're ready. Hands open.
This is the deep conversation that people need.
Now, if I can go on a slight side tangent for a moment here.
Please.
Brady in the chat asked something about who this patron saint of live streaming is. And so I did a little bit of research while we were talking.
Oh, amazing.
And while there is not an official saint of live streaming, there is someone named Saint Clare.
Oh.
And Saint Clare is the patron saint of televisions and computer screens.
Screens specifically.
Did a television or computer screen kill Saint Clare?
No. So it doesn't always have to be the thing that killed you. Check this out. So she was an early follower of Saint Francis.
Okay.
So Clare founded the Order of Poor Ladies, which eventually became known as the Poor Clares after her.
Poor Clares.
Sick burn on Clares.
Yeah.
Clares everywhere.
And that later in her life, she fell ill and was unable to attend Mass. But the images and sounds of the entire Mass appeared to her on her wall. And so she watched them live streamed from the Mass happening. Yes, no joke. I mean, maybe a joke, but not a joke in the Catholic pantheon of saints. I don't know if that's how you call it.
I love that.
Yeah. So the entire Mass appeared in full on the wall in her room, and she watched it there. So then later, Pope Pius XII in 1957 named her the patron saint of this brand new invention, television, which he said is a wonderful instrument which can be the source of very great wealth, but also of deep troubles.
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
What word did they use other than live stream?
That's a good one.
To describe what she saw, a vision of it. She saw a broadcast of it.
Yeah, her experience of that. But in her time, the TV didn't exist yet.
No, exactly.
In
like 2D space, like I'm trying to wrap my head around this.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Because you mentioned Pope Pius in 1957, and that's why I got confused.
Sorry. So yeah, like later on, she got canonized and was made the patron saint.
When did she see her live stream? What year?
I don't have that here.
Well,
in the early days of Saint Francis.
Of Assisi?
No, it was like the 12th or something.
St. Francis the 12th?
No, maybe not. Sorry. There was a 12th in there somewhere.
Jace, this is very important information.
Okay, hang on. She is Saint Clare of Assisi. So
Oh,
So maybe it was St. Francis?
It could be.
Wait, that sounds like she was married to St. Francis, which she definitely wasn't.
That's
I
not
don't think his
how
last
those
name was
names
just
work.
of Assisi. That's
Oh, okay. Sorry. I don't know. It was the same
Okay.
thing.
I've got it.
She just lived there. She lived there.
she was alive in like the early 13th century.
Wait,
Like she died in 1253.
what?
Clare of Assisi. Yes,
so it was quite impressive for her to see a live stream.
exactly. So she live streamed before it was cool or possible.
Senora of Assisi.
Nuts.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So anyway, I think she's the one.
Wow.
I see. Okay. And then in 1957, he retroactively is like, oh, that's kind of like television.
Right. And made her
She could be
the
the patron saint of television.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
So it's St. Clair. So do we need to get some icons? Icons? Sorry.
We should
icons.
get some icons.
Icons.
I was
We
going to
should
say
get some icons,
iconography,
yeah.
and then I stopped. So
Icons.
some
boy.
icons of
Okay.
St. Clair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have more trivia about her because this is just fun.
Okay.
The Order of Poor Ladies, which she founded, was different from any other order or convent because they had a rule of strict poverty.
Hmm.
And she wrote the first set of monastic guidelines known to have been written by a woman,
Oh.
which was their rule of life, which was for
Sure.
this Order of Poor Ladies.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she sounds like an influencer too.
Definitely. Yeah.
She
She
was.
was a woman before her time. Look at her go.
We definitely got to get some icons of St. Clair.
Icons.
up in
Yeah.
here.
Give us all the icons.
And her feast day is August 11th. It's coming up.
It's coming up.
We can celebrate
We can
this.
celebrate St. Clair. Okay. Also, Jace, just so you know, in Soto, in Seattle, like, because on the way when I go to lyric class all the time, I drive past, there is a Catholic store.
I'm sorry.
Catholic store.
There's a Catholic, I don't know
What?
how else to describe it. It's a store for Catholic goods.
Okay.
It never looks like it's open, but
Actually, I think there is one of those around here.
oh, for sure, there's got to be tons of them in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
you
like
gotta-
specifically here in Washington Heights.
We for sure got to roll up and just be like, give us all the St. Clair icons you got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go see if they have that.
Great. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm into it.
All right. Before we start, what are you two drinking?
Oh, right. I realized I'm in some danger here. I'm drinking a Red Hook Big Ballard Imperial IPA, which is a local beer, but it's an Imperial IPA.
Yeah. What's the percentage on that puppy? 10.2? Am I reading that right?
For an Imperial, it's not bad. It's 8.6, but still high. So I'm realizing I need to be a little careful with this.
You'll be fine. Yeah.
Boy. I'm drinking a Guinness. It's a
Mm.
classic. It's really nice on a warm day.
Mm.
It's warm enough
Amazing.
in here because we record and like I don't have any air conditioning in this room. And so I both have my trusty fan and I pulled an ice pack out of the freezer.
Oh,
and I have it
wow.
on my
to
lap.
put on your lap.
Look at you.
It's quite nice.
That
Lovely.
sounds great. I'm jealous.
The ways in which we cool off. There's like an enormous storm happening. We're on flood watch here in New York right now. So it's like some Noah's Ark shit up here. But if it were super hot, which it has been the last couple of days, I decided to do a refreshing drink as well. This is some cranberry juice, gin, lemon, simple syrup, and then it has a float of rosé wine.
Ooh.
And yes, I'm calling it What Makes Paul Blush.
Oh, cute.
my. Love that.
And it's up to interpretation of
what that means.
what you think makes Paul blush.
Okay. I like it.
Cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah. Love that.
All right. Is it time?
Yes, I think so.
Is this it?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Here we go.
We're continuing on with 2 chapters, Hebrews 9 and 10. As we get started, we want to remind everyone to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us or you can listen to us while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time. And with that, it's Hebrews number 9. Now indeed, even the first covenant had ordinances of divine service and an earthly sanctuary. For there was a tabernacle prepared. In the first part were the lampstand, the table, and the showbread, which is called the holy place. After the second veil was the tabernacle, which is called the Holy of Holies. Are
we know all this. Yeah, we're just like recapping what the tabernacle was back in the day.
Well, remember the whole theme of this book is, I think Paul is really trying to show his Jewish street cred.
It's kind of Paul's Deuteronomy.
Paul's Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
I love that.
See? Wow. I pulled that out of somewhere, and I'm glad that I was right.
That's a good drink name also.
Yeah.
Paul's Deuteronomy is a very good drink name.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Someone write that down. Quick.
Okay, I'll put it in our ongoing list of notes about archipelago sandwich bread.
Yes.
Great.
All right. So after the second veil was the tabernacle, which is called the Holy of Holies, having a golden altar of incense and the Ark of the Covenant overlaid on all sides with gold, and which was a golden pot holding the manna. Pot?
Oh, okay.
That's what the freaking Ark of the Covenant is? It's just a pot?
I think this is different from the Ark of the
I think
Covenant.
that was different.
An additional thing. Aaron's rod that budded. Can't forget about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
love
Drink
that.
for Aaron's rod budding.
Gladly.
It's been too
been
long.
so
It's been
long.
several years.
Yes, it has. And the tables of the covenant, and above it, cherubim of glory overshadowing the mercy seat, of which things we can't now speak in detail.
Okay. So
Huh?
okay, so I think now he's talking about, because remember there were the two cherubim with their wings touching each other that was on the top of the actual Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he's talking about now.
They like had their wings
The mercy
kind of
seat.
forward. Yeah.
I think their wings were backward and they're faced away, I thought.
Oh, were they? I don't know. Oh, maybe you're right. I'm trying to remember the one in Raiders of the Lost Ark looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wings were somewhere. So
But what I just noticed is that in what you read, it said something like, but the details of which we cannot discuss now, which
yeah.
makes me think like we can't because we don't know them because they were lost to time, whatever. But in
Oh,
Eugene's
interesting.
translation, in the Message Bible,
course.
he says,
Yes.
but we don't have time to comment on these now.
Stop it, Eugene. No.
I've already written you 16 pages of a letter, but I don't have time.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm gonna
Keep on
read.
keeping
I'm gonna
on.
write you more than this as well, but we're not talking about that. Now, these things having been thus prepared, the priests go in continually into the first tabernacle, accomplishing the services. But onto the second, the high priest alone, once in the year, not without blood, which he offers for himself and for the errors of the people. So he does a sacrifice? I thought we don't do that anymore. Or he's just like
He's
talking
about the tabernacle, right? Because
Okay.
that was way, way back.
Yeah.
And he's saying that only the priest would go inside, right? That no one else was allowed in that second curtain.
Yeah. The Holy Spirit is indicating this, that the way into the holy place wasn't yet revealed while the first tabernacle was still standing, which is a symbol of the present age where gifts and sacrifices are offered that are incapable, concerning the conscience of making the worshiper perfect, being only with meats and drinks and various washings.
What? I'm sorry.
Washings. What?
I could not have predicted any of that sentence.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is 10, but just like this entire sentence, this entire verse, being only with meats and drinks and various washings, fleshly ordinances imposed until a time of reformation.
Jace, any
Yeah,
other
Eugene,
translations?
we need-
Eugene, Tyndale,
Yeah.
any of our buds, our bros.
Anyone.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. We should go back to Tyndale for a second here.
Yeah, that'll make it a lot more clear.
Well, so yeah, I think, remember, because this whole thing has been, he's trying, or whoever, Priscilla and Aquila are trying to tie all this Jesus stuff back to Judaism, right?
Mhm.
Rather than presenting it to a new audience, they're trying to like tie in with history. So something like, wherewith ye holy ghost, this signifying it the way of holy thingies, was not yet opened, will as yet ye firsty tabernacle was standing.
Huh?
Okay, so saying like things were this way when the holy tabernacle was standing, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Which was a similitude for the time then present, in which were offered gifties and sacrifices that could not make them that minister perfecti as pertaining to the conscience.
Where's the meat? Where's the washings?
We're getting there.
I think you haven't gotten there. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm too impatient.
So yeah, he's saying that it didn't make the minister perfect as pertaining to the conscience.
Yeah.
With only meaties and drinkies and divers weshinges.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Divers?
Diverse? Does that mean to
I
be
think
diverse?
he's saying diverse, but it says
Oh.
divers, like a bunch of scuba divers.
Yeah.
That is I believe that it was the Shakespearean way of writing diverse, was without the final E.
Okay.
Divers.
Okay. So diverse.
Ironically, in a way that makes more sense.
Yeah, diverse weshinges.
Weshinges.
And that's spelled Wesshynges.
Weshinges.
Yeah, with
Weshinges.
weshinges and justifyinges of the fleshy, which were ordered until the time of Reformation.
Reformation.
It just looks like Spanish spelling.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
How about Eugene?
Okay, now Eugene, on the other hand. This was the Holy Spirit's way of showing with a visible parallel that as long as the large tent stands, people can't just walk in on God.
Walking on God doing
Right, 'cause
what?
he was always showering in there, being like, oh, hey.
Right, I forgot about the showering.
Yeah.
Yes.
Under this system, the gifts and sacrifices can't really get to the heart of the matter, can't assuage the conscience of the people, but are limited to matters of ritual and behavior. It's essentially a temporary arrangement until a complete overhaul could be made.
So he doesn't mention anything about washings.
No, he doesn't know what washings are.
What a mystery.
And,
We need Annalisa here. It's like, I feel like Annalisa would know.
or John Doff.
NIV says various ceremonial washings.
Yeah.
Oh,
So like,
Okay.
even NIV is like, yeah, washings, I guess.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Guess that's what we got.
Yeah, I mean, they want to make themselves clean, I guess, before seeing the Lord or being
Yeah,
near the
I
Lord.
wonder if it's about them washing themselves, or if it's
Yeah.
like you wash, I don't know what, the meat? I don't know. I don't know.
Before you, I don't know, whatever.
After you kill it? Before
yeah,
you? I don't know.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to continue. But Christ, having come as a high priest of the coming good things through the greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this creation, nor yet through the blood of goats and calves, but through his own blood, entered in once for all into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption. So like he wasn't a goat, he was a man,
Yeah.
and he was sacrificed himself. I don't know.
And I think he's saying that he went into the new tabernacle, which is not a tent-based one, but a God-based, heaven-based one or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Like kind of saying like, but he was able to enter for real because he used his own sacrifice, which no one else could do because they couldn't come back after that. But he managed it.
Cool. What a guy.
That's how I'm interpreting this
Yeah,
war, at least.
Sure. For if the blood of goats and bulls and the ashes of a heifer sprinkling those who have been defiled, sanctified to the cleanliness of the flesh, how much more will the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without blemish to God, cleanse your conscience from dead works to serve the living God? Huh?
What? Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that it's that argument that, we don't need to
We don't need to
sacrifice animals
kill any
anymore.
animals, which I love.
Because we sacrifice the ultimate animal.
Right.
A manimal.
A manimal.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I guess he's trying to make the argument that we don't have to keep doing sacrifices, so we can just focus on doing God stuff.
God stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like just being,
Yeah.
Eugene says, so that we can live all out for God.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Eugene.
This is so
Hang
90s. Live all out. Hang 10. Yeah.
Hang 10. Do you think if we told Gen Alpha some of the shit that we said as youths that they would even believe it at all? That
Maybe
they'd be like,
not.
"You're so skibbity
Stupid.
toilet, bro."
Yeah. No, I'm waiting for them actually to come back around on some of our stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of
Love
like
that.
how I feel like as millennials, we've picked back up certain things like groovy or rad or stuff that were kind of from previous generations.
Wicked.
Right. Wicked. Yeah. Stuff like that. Or Word. Like things that were like a little more Gen X or a previous generation.
Yeah.
But we've kind of picked those up because they're sort of fun and, retro.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for them to pick up
something.
some of our stuff.
whatever. I don't know.
Whatever we said.
I don't know what we said that would be good
I don't
enough to
know.
bring back. But
I
there
don't
it is.
know. That's pogs. I don't know.
Pogs. That wasn't even something we said. That's something
It's
we
something
did
we
for
did,
30 seconds.
okay?
For 30 seconds. I love it.
It lives on in infamy. Okay.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
All right. For this reason, he is the mediator of a new covenant, since a death has occurred for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first covenant, that those who have been called may receive the promise of the eternal inheritance.
Okay, sure.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, sure. Like the new, because remember, we established before that Christ is the one legal heir to God's fortune.
Oh, yeah.
And that then we all inherited from him because we are him through his blood. Sorry, I lost the logic.
Blood.
But I remember Paul went through all this before.
Yeah.
About something about that.
Something about that. Cool. For where, maybe he's going to talk about it here. For where a last will and testament is, there must of necessity be the death of him who made it. For a will is in force where there has been death, for it is never in force while he who made it lives. Therefore, okay.
Is he implying that God is dead?
Uh-oh.
No, I think he's saying that Jesus is dead.
Yeah, but if Jesus was the inheritor of God's...
Oh, that's awkward.
Right? I think Paul is saying that God is dead.
I feel like he's saying that Jesus is dead and that all of us have inherited his fortune.
But where did he get his fortune from?
I don't know. He's a
his
Nepo
dad's not
baby,
dead.
okay? He is the ultimate Nepo baby.
Sure. I mean, I guess his dad maybe didn't give him all the inheritance, but just gave him resources, right? Because he's rich.
He's rich in spirit.
His father's house has many rooms. We do know that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's some weird logic here.
Yeah.
Therefore, even the first covenant has not been dedicated without blood. For when every commandment has been spoken by Moses to all the people according to the law, he took the blood of the calves and the goats with water and scarlet wool and hyssop and sprinkled both the book itself and all the people, saying, "This is the blood of the covenant which God has commanded you." Moreover, he sprinkled the tabernacle and all the vessels of the ministry in like manner with the blood. That's gross, by the way. Can you imagine Moses just going around sprinkling people with blood? I wouldn't like that at all.
I don't think he's sprinkling people, right? He's sprinkling all the
sure?
furniture is what it said.
Well, that
right?
also doesn't sound great.
No, not great.
What
Not
if
if
you
you
had to sit on it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
According to the law, nearly everything is cleansed with blood, and apart from shedding of blood, there is no remission. It was necessary, therefore, that the copies of the things in the heavens should be cleansed with these, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifices than these. For Christ hasn't entered into holy places made with hands, which are representations of the true, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God for us.
Sorry, what verse did you just read?
24? 23 and 24?
Wow, I got so lost trying to follow this in Eugene.
Oh, is Eugene saying something else completely?
Tell me if this tracks with what you experienced reading what you just read. He said...
I don't know what the hell I just read, but sure. Go nuts.
So this is verse 22-ish, I think.
Okay.
Practically everything in a will hinges on death. That's why blood, the evidence of death, is used so much in our tradition, especially regarding forgiveness of sins.
That's just like a violent death.
Yeah, it's weird. So he says, this is verse 23, that accounts for the prominence of blood and death in all these secondary practices that point to the realities of heaven. I guess secondary practices being the sacrifices and stuff before.
That's really metal. But okay.
It also accounts for why, when the real thing takes place, these animal sacrifices aren't needed anymore, having served their purpose.
I see. So Jesus is the real thing.
He's the real deal. Boy. He's the real sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were just practicing how to kill a man the whole time.
Okay.
With an animal, which is awful.
And we've mastered it now, so...
Well, if I had to practice how to kill a man, I'd do it with an animal, not with other men, you know?
Oh, I see. You're saying that we practiced with them until we mastered it well enough that we could kill Jesus.
Yes.
Can't we practice with a dummy? With a scarecrow?
Yeah, but how do you know that you're not going to choke once a real living, breathing?
I don't know. I don't, man.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to kill Jesus. So here we are.
Okay.
Or anyone. Okay, so now to appear in the presence of God for us, nor yet that he should offer himself often, as the high priest enters into the holy place year by year with blood not his own.
Okay, so he's clarifying that Jesus doesn't sacrifice himself every year like the priests did. This is kind of he doesn't do this very often. I think
Just
that's
one
what
and
he's
done.
Once.
Yeah.
That was all you get, guys.
Not very often, aka just this one time. Yeah.
Or else he must have suffered often since the foundation of the world. But now once, at the end of the ages, he has been revealed to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself.
At the end of the ages. Do you think this is just because they're very into the whole this happened, so that must be the end, right? We've kind of completed the cycle. This is the end times here.
Yeah.
It's almost right around the corner.
Is that what he thinks? That's what they think?
Well, yeah.
I feel like that's what everyone thinks always all the time.
So I know.
Yeah, is that they're living in the end times.
Right.
Well, okay, when you go to the Natural History Museum in New York and you do like the walk, there's like this big like walk showing, basically when the Big Bang happened and like then it ends where we are, and it's a really cool like to scale thing.
So they also think it's the end.
Well, all I'm saying is that like the last, basically from when man has been around at all is like the tiniest little sliver of time on that enormous walk that you do.
Mm-hmm.
And so from that perspective, yeah, it is the end times.
Okay. Wow, Emily. I think that's the best defense I've ever heard of the argument that we're living in the end times of like...
See, there you go.
On the cosmic scale.
Like so much time has passed already, it's got to be the end.
Well, I don't know.
Possibly be more, yeah.
I mean...
There's no more room in the Natural History Museum.
Well, really, there isn't. Unless they like create an extension, but I don't see them doing that. But yeah, I don't know. I think that might be what's happening here.
Okay, yeah.
So, okay. Or else he must have suffered often since the foundation of the world. But now, once at the end of the ages, he has been revealed to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. Inasmuch is one word, inasmuch as it is appointed for men to die once, and after this judgment. So Christ also, having been once offered to bear the sins of many, will appear a second time without sin to those who are eagerly waiting for him for salvation.
Eagerly.
Okay, what you just read was really confusing. I thought it was going to go a different direction because I was reading what Eugene says here.
Well, I understand that while you're reading Eugene and while I'm talking, it's probably confusing.
Yeah.
Because Eugene likes to editorialize and say a lot of random crap, I feel like.
I think I get what Eugene's seeing here. I'm looking at some other translations.
Okay.
So he's saying that all men die but once, right? He established that.
Yeah.
And so Christ...
Except for Jesus that dies twice.
Well, no. So that's what he's saying is that Christ died once, came back, and then teleported away, right? Or flew off into heaven. So he only died the one time. And so what he's saying is, therefore, when Christ comes back... he can't die again because you only get once as a man.
Okay.
And so therefore it's going to be for our salvation. Like that's got to be the end because he can't die again. So he's going to be here to save us all. That's I think that's his logic.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be wild?
Brady Lofton is making a point that Lazarus died twice.
Who's that again? Who's Laz?
Well, Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead.
Oh, you're right.
Mary and Martha's brother.
We never heard about him dying, so he could still be alive today.
Could be next
Wouldn't
door.
that be crazy? Oh, maybe he is the first vampire.
What if Lazarus was one of us? Oh.
What if Lazarus was one of us? You're right.
Just a vampire on a bus.
There's this lore that Cain was the first vampire.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Classic.
Love that.
Classic.
Should we take a break? That was it.
That's the end. Wow.
That's
okay.
time for a
Gosh.
break.
Yeah, that was a long
All right.
time.
Well, on that profound note, I would love for all of you out there to take your one life, the one that you get, and to use it primarily to tell your friends about Drunk Bible Study. That
Your
is
entire life. Do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the most important thing you could be doing right now. So go tell your friends, family, bring them around, get them in on this show while the getting is good. We, all of us humans, don't know what is next for Drunk Bible Study after we finish this book. So live now in the fullest of the life that you have, for we die once.
What?
Yeah, good. Okay, that's what I'm going for. I'm trying to channel Priscilla and Aquila or Paul or whoever wrote this. Just like let it sink in, sort of philosophical, right? You only live once and you only get one Drunk Bible Study. Technically, there is a second podcast called Drunk Bible Study, but they haven't made any episodes since like 2017
Oh, yeah, I
or
forgot
something.
about that.
Yeah, they don't count.
Yeah. They don't count. So you only get one Drunk Bible Study in this life. So make the most of it. And the best way you can do that, besides telling all your friends, is to go to our Patreon at patreon.com/Drunk Bible Study. And you can sign up there to be a parishioner, get early access to new episodes, personal toasts on the show, Emily's drink recipes, and of course, most importantly, our love.
And we're back. We're back from the break. All right, Hebrews chapter 10. For the law, having a shadow of the good to come, not the very image of the things, can never with the same sacrifices year by year, which they offer continually, make perfect those who draw near. Or
I
else,
didn't understand a single thing that was just said, but okay, cool.
I think it's just the same note as before, right? They did the sacrifice every year, but it still didn't get close to like fully doing the job.
yeah.
No.
Or else wouldn't they have ceased to be offered because the worshippers, having been once cleansed, would have had no more consciousness of sins? I see. Yeah, this is interesting. That remember, we were commenting on this a lot in the Old Testament about how this idea of having to ritually clean yourself is because it's a repetitive process,
Right.
right? It's not like a one and done versus I think some interpretations of Christianity have it as this very like, yeah, you accept Jesus and then like it's kind of a one and done, right?
Interesting.
And that seems to be what they're laying out here.
Yes,
So that's not a new belief. Yeah.
But in those sacrifices, there is yearly reminder of sins. It is impossible that the blood of bulls and goats should take away sins. Therefore, when he comes into the world, he says, sacrifice and offering you didn't desire, but a body did you prepare for me. In whole burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin, you had no pleasure. Then I said, behold, I have come. In the scroll of the book, it is written of me to do your will, God.
What? Okay.
Yeah, that was a lot. There was some nested quotation marks there.
Yeah. So that was a quote from Jesus that I've never heard.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one either.
So
Not in any of the Gospels.
let me read you a couple translations of it. Let's see. Let's go with the complete Jewish Bible first. So this is why on coming into the world, he says, so this is Christ saying this now, it has not been your will to have an animal sacrifice and a meal offering. Rather, you have prepared for me a body. No, you have not been pleased with burnt offerings and sin offerings. Then I said, look, in the scroll of the book, it is written about me. I have to come to do your will.
It was me.
Me?
Yeah, I have come to do your will. And then here's the Message Bible. This is Eugene. His quote from Christ is,
Quotes by Christ.
you don't want sacrifices and offerings year after year. You've prepared a body for me for a sacrifice. It's not fragrance and smoke from the altar that whet your appetite.
Ooh.
So I said, I'm here to do it your way, O God. The way it's described in your book. And book is capital B, book.
Oh.
So I don't know what book he means. I assume he means the Bible, but that didn't exist at this time in that form. So
yeah, I don't know what he actually means by that,
Yeah.
but sure.
Yeah.
Okay, previously saying, some more quotes. Sacrifices and offerings and whole burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin you didn't desire, neither had pleasure in them. That's literally what he just said. In parentheses, those which are offered according to the law. Then he has said, behold, I have come to do your will. He takes away the first, that he may establish the second, by which will we have been sanctified through the offering of the body of Jesus Christ once for all.
Once Once for all.
Once for all. I like not once and for all, but just once for all.
Every priest indeed stands day by day ministering and often offering the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins. But he, when he had offered one sacrifice for sins forever, sat down on the right hand of God, from that time waiting until his enemies are made the footstool of his feet.
This feels a little like a fetish, you know?
Oh, like those people who are into being like furniture
Yeah.
and stuff.
Totally.
Oh, I see the whole
100%.
footstool
Yeah.
furniture. Yeah, okay. Sure.
For by one offering he has perfected forever those who are being sanctified. The Holy Spirit also testifies to us for after, saying, quote, "This is the covenant that I will make with them. After those days, says the Lord, I will put my laws on their heart. I will also write them on their mind."
Cool.
Then he says,
Cool.
I will remember their sins and their iniquities no more.
Yeah. Finally going to forget about those. I had a long list.
Mm.
Finally going to rip it up. Yeah.
Throw it out. Now where remission of these is, there is no more offering for sin.
Did you say visas?
These
Yes,
is
these is.
Oh, these is. Okay.
really, really good writing here.
I'm going to toss it over
Really?
to Jace. Take us home.
Oh, wow. Okay. Verse 19. Having, therefore, brothers, boldness to enter into the holy place by the blood of Jesus, by the way, which he dedicated for us, a new and living way, through the veil, that is to say, his flesh. And having a great priest over the house of God, let's draw near with a true heart in fullness of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience, and having our body washed with pure water.
Mm.
Let us hold fast the confession of our hope unyieldingly. For he who promised is faithful. Let us consider how to provoke one another to love and good works,
Huh.
not forsaking our own assembling together, as the custom of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching.
Boy.
The
That's a
day.
Capital
The
D,
day.
day approaching.
D-Day.
D-Day approaching, yes. For if we sin willfully, after we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remains no more sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful expectation of judgment and a fierceness of fire which will devour the adversaries.
Whoa.
Wow.
Calm down.
Yeah.
Now, this is interesting lore, because like the traditional modern Christian way that I was always taught was the people who believe in the whole, like, if you accept Jesus, you're forgiven of your sins.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like repetitive, right? You can just, they keep getting forgiven. And like
Oh.
with Catholics, it's like you have to do, you know, your confession and all that. But the
Yeah.
idea is like you can keep cashing in this sin. But based on what I just read, it sounds like they're making the argument, here's the thing, you get this one sacrifice that will completely remove all the sins finally, but you don't get any more. So if you screw up now,
Mm. You're done for.
that's it.
What about the people who are like, oh, you believed in Jesus once, but then you don't anymore, but because you believed in him once, you still will go to heaven?
Some people do believe that.
But it doesn't track with this particular, what I'm reading here. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think he's going to go on to clarify now. He says, this is verse 28, a man who disregards Moses' law dies without compassion on the word of 2 or 3 witnesses. I remember that from what, Exodus,
Okay.
You remember this?
Leviticus. Yeah, I remember there was a thing about like on one person's word, you can't incriminate someone. But if 2 people come forward and say,
Sure.
yeah, this person did this bad thing, then
I don't remember that, but cool.
you can take them to trial over it.
Dang.
Yeah, something like that.
That doesn't, I feel like if it's a popularity contest, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think the
Whatever.
idea was to avoid just someone being able to badmouth you, but
Yeah.
yes, it does
Yeah.
create a little bit of a,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so a man who disregards Moses' law dies without compassion on the word of 2 or 3 witnesses. How much worse punishment, do you think, will he be judged worthy of who has trodden under the foot of the Son of God and has counted the blood of the covenant with which he was sanctified an unholy thing and has insulted the Spirit of grace?
Mm.
For we know him who said, "Vengeance belongs to me, says the Lord. I will repay." I also remember those verses.
I remember that one.
Good job.
Again, the Lord will judge his people. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Yeah.
Who's the living God? Like just God?
God, yeah. God is the living God.
God is the living God. So we're saying that God has not died,
Yes.
is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, you're right.
God's still speaking. God's not dead.
God is not dead. God is still speaking, which does contradict earlier where he said you have to die in order for an inheritance to happen.
I think
And
he
there's
meant
been
Jesus.
so much talk of inheritance throughout this whole book, really. I mean, the whole Bible book, not just Hebrews, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. But remember the former days in which, after you were enlightened, you endured a great struggle with sufferings, partly being exposed to both reproaches and oppressions, and partly becoming partakers with those who were treated so. For you both had compassion for me in my chains, and joyfully accepted the plundering of your possessions, knowing that you have for yourselves a better possession and an enduring one in the heavens.
Lovely.
Therefore, don't throw away your boldness, which has a great reward. For you need endurance, so that, having done the will of God, you may receive the promise. Quote, "In a very little while, he who comes will come and not wait. But the righteous will live by faith. If he shrinks back, my soul has no pleasure in him." End quote. Not sure who that one was attributed to.
Yeah.
But we are not of those who shrink back to destruction, but of those who have faith to the saving of the soul.
Oh, was that it?
Cool.
Yeah. But we are not of the weakest. We are
We're
of the strongest.
Wow. Penultimate Paul, y'all.
Penultimate Paul.
How
Sorta
many
Paul, kinda
different, how many chapters are next week?
3 chapters.
Okay, it's 3. Okay, so
Yeah,
we each
yeah.
get one. Cool.
Yes, we each get one.
Yep.
Wow. That was something, and like all of this is something. But you know what? I want to take a moment to feel that Paul is leaving us.
Oh, but
Yeah,
I
little
mean,
by
he's
little.
still with us next week, though. Like, he's not gone.
Yeah.
Paul's not dead.
No,
Or has he
Not done.
already
Paul's still
left
speaking.
us?
that's true. As he already left
Oh,
us, though.
Yeah, maybe he left
Yeah.
ages ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. Somebody speaking for Paul, which feels blasphemous in a way, you know? A little bit.
It's just that Jake Paul is still speaking, unfortunately.
Yeah, which I don't know what I feel about that. But
I don't know, but this one's not Jake Paul. This is Priscilla and Aquila, because they're
Yeah.
never actually claiming to be Paul.
Right.
They're just talking sort of like Paul. So
okay, are they going to say, love Paul, amen, at the
Paul,
end?
look at how I'm writing my name like I always do in big messy letters because I'm Paul, right?
But
Such
they're
a
not
Paul
gonna
thing
do that.
To do. You know me. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do that. It's the only Paul book doesn't have that sign off, I think.
Yeah.
That's my understanding, at least.
Interesting.
Well, I guess we'll find out. We don't know what the sign off is going to be. Maybe they'll surprise us.
That's true. We'll see next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a quiz and a bunch of stuff next week. I'm
Right.
excited.
Hebrews quiz.
Oh my gosh, yes. Have to
Yeah.
prepare a quiz. Have
Yes.
to prepare our hearts and our
Yeah.
minds.
This was a long one, so
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it'll be great. But yeah, I really
Sure,
enjoyed
it'll
our
be great.
conversations today. This was awesome. And just kind of reflecting on what we've just been through. Now for the rest of it too, I don't know. I mean, this was so much about Paul in general, or not just Paul, but like creating not Catholicism, but Christianity in general. And I want to know what the rest of this ding dang book is going to be like. I guess we'll find out. Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want to join the audience in our live stream shows, follow us on Twitch at Drunk Bible Study or go to drunkbiblestudy.com/live. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including early releases, cocktail recipes, personal toasts on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and write us a nice review on iTunes, letting other people know what you like about it. You can also join fellow listeners in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group or on our Discord server, discord.drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Jace Lindgren, Dedeker Winston, and me, Emily Matlack. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.
I made a memory about your dad. He's in a book club. Whoa. He's got a history of skimming past all the pages of ageless confessional.